Hi, my name's Suzanne Day and I run a business and a charity for stopping domestic violence, and I'm also a healer. And today I've got our healing for past lives, and this information is from my healing course, genome healing course, and from my own downloads. Okay, so I stand in the power of my soul. I see and act as the Creator does. I am the Creator. Rescue and harmonious developments for the world and all beings. I seal and protect this space with my life shield, which I surround my field, and I activate this shield now. I am protected from evil eyes, evil intent, low vibrational beings, and energy. And I also use the numbers 8888 for protection around my auric field. So I now call all the beings of light who actually do this work with us on the auric field. And I now say, all whom I have called upon who wish to be here to help with this transformation to take place. I thank you now for your help and assistance, and in this and all other healings that are done. And we will now take a look down at our timeline, at our past lives, and we will heal all of these wounds too. I enter into my storage point, which is the point of archiving. I proceed to the deepest point of my soul. I see in my mind's eye the sphere of living matter that are in front of me, and I see the line of all my past lives that I have lived. My past lives are seen in my mind's eye like a ladder that opens up for me. It is where every past life sits. All of this is housed in the deepest part of the soul, which is the house of the Creator. We are all pure and perfect here, where nothing negative can happen to us. And I look at my brain matter with my mind's eye, where the black core of my brain is in my body. It is built from the deepest part of my soul, from the sphere of living matter. I see a direct impulse going towards the black core of my brain. When this impulse is disturbed, then illness can develop in the nervous system. The ventricular apparatus, which is where your balance organ is, will not work correctly, as there are deviations of the axis of the soul. All impulses from the soul need to run clear and perfect, to run straight and correct. Any small change on the soul's axis will create a problem in the being's body. This will need to be transformed and also eliminated. I am now looking at the soul on its axis, and I am correcting all changes that I see in my mind's eye and with my hands. And I correct this now, so it is of the perfection of the blueprint of God. I now ask for transformation of all that is not of the perfection blueprint. I say to the axis of the soul, align back to the perfect blueprint that you were created with from God. I do this with the backdrop of God the Creator as my witness. All illness that I see in my mind's eye, I delete and eliminate you from my fields, cells, organs, and body now. I now push the delete button on this until I see all is clear and of perfection of the norm from God's source, this time and date into infinity. I now look in my mind's eye, and I see a clear impulse is now going to each earth being's brain, also to all parts of the body, cells, organs, and fields. We are now removing and deleting with the delete button that I push to remove all fields of darkness that has been held in our spheres of living matter. I now see all lifetimes as they return to be cleared and brought back to the Creator's norm of perfection blueprint that was made in all cells, organs, and body systems and fields. In order to be brought back to the Creator's norm, it is important that each soul make a firm decision to not commit offences against the Creator or any of the creation that is in our universe. Once this is done, all spheres of living matter will then regenerate back to the Creator's norm of perfection. If a being's sphere is dark, it means they have committed offences and made a pact with the dark forces and with death. I now ask all souls in this healing to make a decision that they have never sealed any pacts of this type, and if they have, this needs to be revoked now. I now say, all destructive structures go their way, and we the beings on earth go our way, the bright path of the Creator. Our paths do not cross. I did not participate in any of these events. I went my bright path of the Creator. All associated events and their participants went their bright path of the Creator. Our paths did not cross. I set this intention now with the light of the Creator's soul. Thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done. And so it is, this time and date. Into infinity. So be it for eternity. I now see the sphere of living matter, all that is not for the greatest good and well-being, and I order you to please leave this date and time. Into infinity. You do not have consent to be here in any way. I see all beings of earth shine their eternal light and reconstruct all cells, organs, body systems back to the norm of creation with the light of the Creator as the backdrop and the light of salvation of all beings. I now make the decision that each and all preceding lives that I have not killed any being deliberately, I have not taken part in any cannibalism, I have not stolen to enrich my life, I have not built weapons to kill other beings. I was not deliberately involved in destruction of any life. I have not practiced black magic or any sort to any being or animal on earth. I have not cast spells against other beings or their lineages. I have not made pacts, vows, oaths with the dark forces. I was never the cause of any actions that were made against the Creator. I also remove all deals, bonds, indiscretions, covenants, pledges, promises, curses, evil, natural, or dark forces from entering into my field now, this date and time. I now resolve all contracts with other beings who hold problems and difficulties in their personal relationships with family and friends. This contract is now null and void in all timelines and dimensions, and I see this matrix all fall to the ground as ash now. I now dissolve all trauma, fear, and confusion in all emotional bodies that are held for beings on earth who are ready to let this go now. I release this all for all timelines, dimensions, and planets that these souls have been part of and lived. And I see all these patterns and emotional disorders, dysfunctions, loops, all collapse and resolve now. I see the matrix that was holding this up and anchoring it into place is now removed from all fields. I have pulled this anchor out completely, so it is all gone and dissolved. And I see in my mind's eye all contracts, agreements, programs of this matrix, all collapse this time and date into infinity. All hate, anger, revenge are released and held back into love vibration now. I heal and transform all past life trauma in all fields and lifetimes now. I say, release and transform back to the norm of creation. And I fix these results now. Thank you. I now activate the love vibration back into Mother Earth, into her core being, so it is anchored there permanently. I release all parasites, demons, and devil energies from all beings now. You are banished from this space, now never to ever return. I send you to the light to transform now. All implants, imprints, and clones, and shell implants held over beings on earth, I remove you now. I pull these all off you now, so beings are free again. I see in my mind's eye all beings have had these all removed from their souls, bodies, and fields now, and I return you to the light for transformation. You do not have my permission to hold this space in any way. I do not consent in any way to you being here, and I command you to leave this space now. And with my hand, I reach in and I pull all of this out from all fields, bodies, and minds on earth now. So all of this that is not of God's perfection is deleted and removed. I will now repair all spirited parts of souls and send them back to the original soul that they came from. I say to these soul fragments, realign and fall back into place now. And I now activate all souls to be complete and whole again. I now remove all walk-ins from holding any space in any soul's field, body, and consciousness. I am shutting down and out all karmic loops, programs, patterns to play out in any auric fields. All bargaining pacts that have been made on any planet or universe are now removed from all souls now. There is no need to sell our souls, bodies, minds, or organs, for we are free beings living in freedom, truth, and love. We hold our own power and are true to ourselves and our dreams. All chains held around any being's souls, minds, and bodies are now removed. All beings on earth are free to go their own way that is best for them. Any being who has been stolen or injured or harmed in any way, I ask the universal power to return all now to its rightful owner in all time, space, and dimensions, planets, and universes. Thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done, and so it is. All deals made with the devil or entrapments in any timeline and dimension, I remove and delete you now. And I push the delete button on this now. Delete. This contract is now null and void. It is ripped up, and all these contracts, agreements, implants, dysfunctions, entities, and low vibrations are sent to the quarantine cube to be cleansed by the infinity symbol and returned to the light. Now, this time and date, which is today, into infinity. I am now anchoring into all beings and auric fields on earth, love, stability, grounding, trust, and peace vibrations. I now say, anchor in all of these vibrations into earth beings who wish to hold these energies. In this way, we cannot be knocked off our feet or pulled off balance in any way. We will remain in our heart space and anchored into Mother Earth, safe and loved. We remain whole, complete, and safe, with the perfect blueprint from God's source. We do what works for us and our best interest. And I see in my mind's eye all beings on earth connect as one team in love. And support for one another as one team. We are walking towards our new earth that we are creating. All souls are now aligned back into love. We have learnt all important lessons on the earth journey and can now live in peace. We no longer need to repeat these experiences, patterns, loops, conditions, and beliefs, for we are transcending and healing our wounds. I see all beings now being of their true potential and light that they hold in the world. We are moving forward with our goals on earth now, holding the light of the Creator in our heart and soul. I understand that each soul has its own journey and calling that it takes on earth each lifetime. I also understand that if that journey is a harder path, that this can mean that they will get experiences that they could not have learned in any other way but from personal experience. That they could not just have learnt about this or read about this in any other way. That with the important knowledge that they have received, they can now help others in a really impactful way with these important life lessons that they have learnt in their life. And in this way they will make others' lives easier and better. Therefore, helping others who are struggling and still make their journey easier. And I come with the gift of love, peace, harmony and bliss, and I am placing these frequencies into the heart chakra of all beings on earth, and in this way it will help to raise the vibrations higher, and they will be able to see the truth of our world. The beings of the world will then feel happier and safe again. We are opening up to the beauty of a new world, one based in love frequency on earth. And I see the beings on earth growing emotionally and spiritually every day. They are reaching the frequency of courage so that they may step forward in love, truth, and bravery and speak out. We are able to feel love and respect for others around us and ourselves. And I am sending in soothing, calming energy to help settle all chaos on earth at this time. This is all being felt by many beings at this time who are dealing with trauma, loss, and confusion from all the catastrophes happening around us. And I am asking the beings of the light to help to heal all beings on earth. As I look at the earth plane in my mind's eye, I see all inner light shining together in love, and they join with the outer love that is being shone down from these special beings. I now see a redirection of all beings on earth who are drawn into this light of the Creator, with these special beings who are helping us to ascend to a higher plane. Everything that is happening is now easy and flows with ease and grace. All beings have their own colour frequencies, which is personally known to them and is felt in their soul and heart. It is their soul home, where they come from in the universe. It is where they feel most comfortable and to be themselves. It is our soul colour and our aura colour. These all have a feeling and its own unique personal frequency. The beings on earth are now changing and upgrading their colours, frequencies, along with their DNA to their next level as they ascend. Our ascended masters also have their own special colour that they hold with their frequency, and at this time I see in my mind's eye the ascended masters around the earth plane sending us their frequency of love to help us raise higher. They are pulling the beings on earth who hold the same frequency and colour to them, so that they may join with them in their path to love and light. Thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done, and so it is. And now the number to chant is visualization to return to the norm of creation. 519-514-12. And the positive affirmation is, I am whole, complete in my soul, body and mind now. And I now cut all cords that I have shared with this healing group now. I use my hand to cut these cords now. I also cut all ancestral lineage that has been attached to this timeline. I see everyone having all roots ground deeply into Mother Earth, anchored into Mother Earth from our feet chakras, which are open now. I bring this earth energy up through all roots, and I fill all entire bodies now to 1 meter above all heads. We are now all perfectly balanced in spirit, heaven, matter, and earth, and all that is within and around me is now transformed to the light. Thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done, and so it is.